It's Friday the 1st of July, 2011. I'm Tommy Dizzlemits for the Daily Dizzle. Here's some shit that I gave a shit about today. If you haven't seen the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol trailer yet, you definitely need to check that out, like 2 minutes when this video is done. That sounds about right. But considering it's a decade-and-a-half old franchise that has pissed people off with every single film released, this one looks like it's going to be decent. First one, anyone who's a fan of the show knows that they really fucked with the character stories. So anyone who watched the show and watched the movie, essentially we're watching two different things. The second one just went balls out over the top. And the third one was during that Tom Cruise jumping over couches because he's so in love with little girls, period. And that one was actually a decent movie. I was very thrilled that they brought in Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead for that one. Good to see him back in this one. Not only that, there's a moment in the trailer where he actually looks like a total badass. Simon Pegg getting his badass license is a reason enough to see this movie. But it's also the directorial debut of the director of The Incredibles, considering he went from computer animation directing to directing live people with explosions and huge stunts. And the fact that like Tom Cruise didn't get killed doing the big building jump, which if you see the trailer you know what I'm talking about. I think it shows that maybe he has an idea of what he's doing with handling the movie, and it might actually be one of the best of the series. Even if it ends up being a quality flick, though, what this year is proving at the box office is if it's a sequel, it's already got an uphill battle for it. Just take a look at Transformers Dark of the Moon, which just opened this past Wednesday, well, Tuesday night if you saw one of the extended 9 p.m. previews. Earned about $5.5 million on Tuesday night, an extra $8 million from its midnight showings. And then on top of that, it had a $37 million total haul for the day, which is awesome. Passes the first one if you're looking at the dollar value. However, if you're looking at attendance, this one didn't even match the first one. If you look at the opening of the second Transformers, which was about $67 million, yeah, this one is really, really lagging behind it. But that's kind of what happens when you put out a movie that everyone knows, oh, it was 2.5 hours of explosions, and it kind of sucked. They knew that they weren't going to have goodwill for the third one. And that's why if you actually look at the budgets, the second one had a $200 million budget. And normally the case is the budgets go up as you go further along in the series. Somehow, as of right now, it's being reported that the third Transformers only had a $195 million budget. Ooh, they chopped off $5 million. But still, that's amazing considering they're probably blowing twice as much shit up in this one. On top of that, though, other than Transformers being the leader for the Independence Day weekend, as is going to be the case, you also have Tom Hanks' new movie, Larry Crown, opening. Tom Hanks is very, very reliable at the box office. And this one might be his most reliable movie yet because it just looks like he's playing himself. Julia Roberts doesn't look like she's stretching much to act in this movie either. So that's probably good, considering the last time they teamed up and actually did like a period acting piece with Charlie Wilson's War, which not many people saw and not many people are even going to know offhand. So hopefully Larry Crown at least gets Tom Hanks back to his $100 million glory days, which he hasn't seen in a while. If you look at movies like Terminal and Lady Killers, some of his movies don't connect as well as they used to, but that's why he's picking a project where he really doesn't have to act. It's just, hey, come see Tom Hanks. I'm a swell guy. On top of that, Justin Bieber's Bitch also has some movie coming out, which is gonna perform like a typical tween-aimed, girly summer movie where it's gonna bomb and no one's gonna see it. That's it for today, but be sure to check back either Monday or Tuesday, depending on if we decide to take the extra long holiday weekend. But when we're back, we will have the weekend box office. It's not looking to be a record-breaking Independence Day weekend or anything like that. But at the very least, Transformers 3 will put up solid numbers. Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts might get people to actually go see their movies again. And at the very least, the numbers should be a little bit stronger than last 4th of July when the box office was invaded by the sparkly vampires. That's my time for today. For the Daily Dizzle, I'm Tommy Dizzlemits. We'll see you guys next week.